Hey, it's Chris from Little Tech Girls Digital Homestead. It has been a while since I've done a video. As you know, I'm always saying life is lifing. So I set all these goals and aspirations, and it doesn't always work out the way that I want it to. However, I've had some pretty cool things going on. 2 weeks ago, I think, what was the date? March 17th, I think, I did a workshop, a seed starting and garden prep workshop for the AKA sorority. I'm not a member, but I have friends that are, and one of them asked me to do it again. I did a similar one last year on getting started in hydroponics and gardening. So that was a lot of fun, and the prep on that kept me pretty busy. I'm still working on editing some footage from that. One of my cameras went haywire. It didn't record the front angle, but I have all the slides, I have all the audio, so I'm going to put that together. But and then we had a trip to Indianapolis to see New Edition, and we had a trip to Miami. So it's been kind of busy because of all of that stuff going on. I got a bit of a late start starting my seeds for this year. Not too late, just about a week to 10 days or 2 weeks later than last year, but I am still well within the range for my zone. I usually plan out around mid-May, May 15th or so. And right now we are only at March 24th, so I have plenty of time. So what I want to do today is show you one of my favorite ways to get seeds started. This is actually the fourth one I'm about to start up, and we're going to talk about what I started already and what I'm going to start today and show you how this works. And I just noticed, oh, here it is, my label maker. So this is a park seed biodome. If you watched the live stream that I did with From Seed to Spoon a few months back, I think we talked about this. I know I at least talked about the sponges, but what this is an all-in-one seed starting kit that is hydroponics, okay? And the reason I do it in quotes is because when you're starting seeds in here, the idea is that you are moving them to your outdoor garden. However, they are dual purpose. So when you buy this, you get what I just moved aside, the dome, which has two vents on it. You get some plant food, fertilizer, which is a balanced one to get your seedlings off to a nice strong start. You get a bag of sponges. This is a bag of 60. And what's great about these is they are the right size to be used in AeroGardens, LetPots, and similar units. So I buy these like crazy because not only do I use them in here, but I also use them in some of my hydroponic units. And here's the actual unit itself. This is one of my older ones. You get the insert, which is nice, sturdy styrofoam. And it's very easy to clean. And then you get the base, which is also very sturdy. Much stronger material than the seed starting stuff that you would get, say, if you saved it from a local nursery. And the way this works is simple. You take your sponges, you put them in here. Now, this is a bag of unopened ones just because I want to show you how they come. But I actually have some in here already because what I like to do is soak them before I use them, so that they are nice and moist and they will wick up water better when I put my seeds in. So you take one of these, you put your seeds inside, and you just drop it in the spot. So what this is going to be for me today is herbs. I need to start all of my herbs, basil, thyme, maybe some lemon balm and some other things. I'm going to get the seeds for that in a bit. And what I did not too long ago was I created planting logs for these. So if you go on my website, littletechgirl.com, you can download blanks for these. You can print them out and write on them, which I did here. Or you can fill them in on your computer in PDF form and print that out, or just save it on your computer and use it electronically. I also have logs for other ones. The LetPot 40 cell seed starter, and here's one for an AeroGarden Harvest Slim. Here's one for the Bounty, AeroGarden Bounty, and there are a few others. So I love these because it makes it easy for me to keep track of what is planted. So I just keep all of these on my clipboard, So then when I go down to the seed starting area to check on things, I can make a check mark on what has already germinated and keep track of what has not germinated, so I know if I have to drop some more seeds. This one's not labeled yet. This is the fourth one of these that I'm using, so I want to label it so I keep track of which one it is. So I have my little label maker here that I got from Amazon, which I love. Let me open the app, and I'm just going to label this biodome number 4. I already have a biodome number 3 label here from the last time. So I'm just going to change that to a 4, and I'm going to print 2 of them. Let me roll this back. I accidentally rolled one of my labels out. Don't want to waste it. And these are very fast and easy. So 2 of these. With the first one, I'm going to put it over here in the top left corner, which is where I start. And then I'm gonna put one on the front. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute, but I'm gonna put one on the front so when it's on my rack, I can see the label. But sometimes with these, I don't always have it this way under the grow light because I can fit 2 on my rack like this. So I'm gonna also put one over here. I just need one more so that I can see it that way too. And then when I go downstairs, I'm gonna do the same to my other ones that are already there. So now I will always know that this is biodome number 4. And then when I do my log, I need to print one, then I'll write that at the top, okay? So this is 60 sales, as mentioned. So what I love about these is, as you can see, there's no mess. There's no soil involved. It's the sponge, water, and this unit here. You can start 60 seeds in a small space. And depending on your timing, you might not have to pot up depending on what you're growing. Now, I've used these to start my pepper seeds as well, so I will definitely have to pot those up. But if I'm starting close to planting out time, like if I was to fill this with a bunch of basil, say at the end of April, I wouldn't bother to pot that up. I would just take this whole thing outside when it's time to harden off and put it on my patio table, okay? And that's no mess. And they have these in several sizes. This is the 60 sale, which is the smallest sponge. And then there is a 40 sale where the sponges are a little bit bigger. I'll show you that one in a bit. And then there's an 18 sale with even bigger ones. And I even have the double 120 sale. So I have the ability to start a whole bunch of seeds at one time with just these. But we know me, this is not the only way that I start seeds. I also use Aerial Gardens. I use the LetPot seed starter now, and I have soil starters like the Green Stalk, Vago Garden, and a couple of others, okay? But without further ado, let me get my seeds and show you how simple this is. All right, I am back. I printed out a log so I can keep track of what I'm planting. So I'm gonna do up here in my notes area is right that this is biodome number 4. And today's date, 3/24/26. So as I plant in each circle, I will put it here. Oh, that's what I forgot to show you. So it's time for me to refresh this one. But on all of my biodomes, I label the cells. There's 10 across, so I'll label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then down this way, I do A, B, C, D, E, F. So then A1 corresponds to my log here. A1, A2, etc. Okay? Easy way to keep track. Then, of course, when I get ready to plant out in the garden, I'll use a garden tag. Now, if you're starting seeds in something like soil, you could start using your tags from the beginning and just put them in each cell. You could do that here too, if you wanted to. But I like to do it this way so I can carry this around and easily see what I have going and what has germinated and what has not when I'm laying on the couch. All right, so this I'm going to call herb round number 1 because there will be more. Actually, let me write that on there. Herbs round 1. So we've got some Corsican basil, lemon basil, Siam Queen Thai basil, which I'm going to do a lot of that. Everleaf Emerald Towers basil, I love those. Bouquet dill, need a lot of dill so I can make pickles. Slow boat cilantro. I'm going to start a lot of this time. I never start enough and then it bolts fast and then I don't have cilantro. Italian rosemary, which might take a while to come up. We will see. Mammoth basil, which I love. I was supposed to get some of this going inside this winter, but then I didn't. Is my mic on? Yes. So I'm going to do it outside. We have some Florence fennel. Technically not an herb, but I need to get that started, so I'm going to put that in here too. This is Dulce Fresca basil. That one's not open, which means I haven't tried that one yet. Some wild thyme and some savory. Now this is 60 sales. I do a lot of herbs because I tuck them not only into the green stalks, but in the corner of raised beds and all kinds of other places. And like I said, this will only be round one. There will be a lot more. We will talk about how many green stalks I have. I've started a lot of seeds already, and it's not even making a dent in the number of plants that I need for my raised beds and green stalks. But I digress. We do this to ourselves, right? But then we have fresh goodies. So no big deal. I love it. I love it. Oh, Lord, I just saw the thyme seeds go jumping out. So there's going to be some on my table. I'm sorry, savory seeds. Some herb seeds are so small. Savory is one of them. Let me see if I can get in here and show you how small these are. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to move my camera up there, so I'm going to record it with this phone, and then I'll be sure to add it to the video. That is the savory seeds. They are tiny, tiny little things. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them dropped out in my hand. Not quite, didn't quite want that many, but you know what? We're going to go for it. So the nice thing about these sponges, see, I just kind of wipe it across my hand there to catch them all. I do have little herb or little seed tweezers, which I should probably grab. I'll do that in a moment. But you can start multiple seeds in these for certain things and then just split them out if they all germinate. Some things don't mind being planted together. Like this savory, I could probably do 2 in here and leave it, but I'll have to split those out. So we're going to put that in spot number 1 over here. And then I'm going to note that on my log. And I think I saw 7 seeds. I usually try to write down how many seeds were in there as well. 7. And then since I'm done with that one, move it to the side. Let me grab my tweezers. These are not the greatest. I do have some different ones, but they get the job done. Next up, we have wild thyme. This is another one that's really small. Let's see. Oh, and seed packets. I want to do a different video on how I store my seeds because people always seem interested in my system. I like to keep them in the packets. So I have the name, I have all of the germination information, whether if it's a tomato, whether it's indeterminate or determinate. I feel like it's a waste and more work to take the seeds out of this pack and put them in something like some people use the little Tic Tac containers and all that. I just prefer to keep them in here, and then I keep them in my photo cases, which I'll show you later. Okay, but thyme seeds. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to find seeds on my table later, and then I'm just going to drop them in some soil or a pod somewhere, like I did the other day when I was sitting on the couch doing tomato seeds. I found a couple strays when I got up, and I just marked those as mystery seeds. Okay, these are even smaller. Wow, let me do this again. So this is wild thyme seeds, about as small as a grain of salt, maybe even smaller. And my hands are purposely dry, like dry as in not lotioned. I washed my hands. I didn't put any lotion or anything like that on because you don't want to get that stuff on your seeds. So if my hands look ashy in the video, sorry. So now if I take my little tweezers here, carefully pick up these, drop them right in that circle in the pod. And these are so small. You just want to make sure you get them in there. Drop that in and label it Wild Thyme. I think that was 3 seeds. Keep breaking my pencil. I am not going to subject you to sitting here through all of these. I'll leave that one. Let's go ahead and do this fennel. Now, with the fennel, since this is a rather large plant, I'm going to do one of those, only one in a pod. And how many do I actually want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6. So I'm going to do Florence fennel. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way across there. And these are big seeds, so this is easy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Put one in each pod. You don't have to use tweezers. You can use your hands as long as your hands are clean. So I have some projects coming up in the yard and garden. Every year I say I want to be done with major projects. And then something great comes up, or I get another idea, or I decide to expand. So I'm hoping to have those major projects done before planting, which is around mid-May. So that gives me almost 2 months to get everything done, which is a good amount of time. I think I can do it as long as the weather cooperates. You hear that, Chicago weather? Cooperate, okay? Now, we have 2 spots left there. What might I only want 2 of? Nothing here, but let's just put something there. Let's do the lemon basil. And then I will just speed this along, get the rest of them planted, and bring you back at the end. I'm smelling the seeds to see if they actually smell like the lemon basil. Once that gets growing, it smells so good. So I will put a couple of seeds each in here. And then I can separate them out later. That worked out well. Got 3 and 3. These sponges are a biodegradable peat, and I forgot the other thing. That's what they're made from. And they also have some sort of like little nutrient in them to help get your seeds off to a strong start. I'll have to read about that and I'll put it on the screen. I learned that when I was prepping for my workshop. Okay, so we got 10 done. I'm going to fly through the rest of these and then you'll be back. All right, it is done. I grabbed a few more things to finish this off. So we ended up with savory, wild thyme, Florence fennel, lemon basil, mammoth basil, Corsican basil, Italian rosemary, slow boat cilantro, emerald towers basil, bouquet dill, Siam queen Thai basil, lemon bee balm, lemongrass, and lavender. And again, this is just some of them. So once this part is done, all you're going to do now is get some water and fill it up about halfway here. Let that sit and allow those sponges to soak that up and put your dome on. So now we're going to take this downstairs to my seed starting area. All right, so here we are in the back of my basement. As mentioned, I use several different things for seed starting. And again, I'm just really getting started. So there's only a few things going right now, but I'm going to take our new biodome and I'm going to put it here. And I need to go back here and plug in this light. Now, the seeds don't need light to germinate. Most of them don't. However, I like to turn them on from the start because it provides a bit of warmth. And then that means when they come up, they will have light immediately. All of my grow lights here are plugged into a smart power strip, which I'll show you on Amazon. So they are on a timer, so they come off and go off automatically. Now these are AeroGarden and Root Farm panel lights, which I love. I've had some of them for many years. Unfortunately, the price has gone up so much on these since AeroGarden went out of business and came back, but they are all the same. There's 3 different branded ones, AeroGarden, Root Farm, and then the last one is Black Magic. All identical, all by AeroGrow, just with different brand names on them. So if you ever see one on a good deal, grab it. Let me show you what this looks like. The cool thing about these is they have the legs, so you can just stand them here on the shelf, but you can also detach these legs and hang them if you need to. So I love them for my racks here for seed starting. And then down here, let me move my camera a little bit. It's okay. So this is the LetPot seed starter, which has the built-in grow light. I started my tomatoes in here, and I just peeked in there earlier, and they're just starting to show a little bit of action. I just did this 2 days ago. Here's the first one I started, which has some greens in it. Time for me to add some water and maybe even some food to this one after a few more of these come up. Oh, and also what you're seeing here, these come with these domes. But once most of them sprout, I like to remove that large dome, and then I switch over to using communion cups on the ones that have not yet sprouted, so they still get some cover. And since these have sprouted already, I put them up here on top of a box just so they're closer to the light for a little while to make sure they stay nice and strong. But usually that's not a problem at all. The light is fine. Now here is the 40 cell biodome that I mentioned. There's a sponge in here. You can see that this one is fatter than the ones we were using. And then over here, I have the 18 cell, which I haven't used yet, but I might use this to get some squash going. Okay, and these sponges are really big, so they're great for, just pop one out of there, larger plants. And then here we have the 120 cell. Now what I was thinking of using this one for this year, however, I may have abandoned my project, is I thought I wanted to give a try to selling seedlings, but everything else got off to such a late start. I don't think I'm going to do that. I took a poll. People said they were interested because they love the varieties of peppers and things that I have. However, for that, I would have wanted to start them probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, so that by the time I sell them, people would be getting really good looking plants. So I think that's a project I'm going to hold off on until 2027. However, I have 2 of these, so I can start a lot of seedlings in there for myself as well. And then over here, we have one of my AeroGarden Harvest Slims with the seed starter on top. So this is 23 spots. And what did I put in here? Let me look at my log. Oh, okay. So in here we have the mystery microdwarf tomato seeds that I found on the couch. Several varieties of eggplant, bride, Chinese string, green envy, Thai purple ribbed, and Pandora striped. And then the rest is all several varieties of celery. Golden celery, Chinese white, Chinese pink, the Leon, the Ellie, I don't know how to say that. I'll put it on the screen, and Golden Boy. So that's what's in this one. It's perfectly okay to start several types of different things in these seed starters because you're going to pot them up individually anyway. So yeah, so we're ready here. I just need to put my water in this one. I think I have some water left in here. I do. Should be just enough to get this going. I have several of these vinegar bottles and milk jugs that I've saved in addition to some of the nice AeroGarden jugs, but they work great for filling up units or just doing this. So this means, let's see, 60, 120, 180, 240. I've got about 280. Well, some of these are multiple. Then we have this one. So there's somewhere upwards of over 300 seedlings started. And that's not even making a dent in my garden. We'll talk about that another time because of all of the green stalks and things like that that I have. But stay tuned for more seed starting info and tips. And as these babies start to emerge, I'll at least do some shorts or something on them. Ta-ta for now.